Well, let's get straight to our big story today. A horrifying and spine-chilling incident of gang rape in Madhya Pradesh's Bhopal. A 19-year-old girl was tied up, beaten and gang raped repeatedly for hours by 4 men. And this was a mere 100 meters from the Habibganj station. When she finally managed to escape and tried to file a police complaint, 3 different police stations brushed her off, even refusing to believe her. It was only after she herself chased down and nabbed the accused that a complaint was actually registered. And then the Chief Minister directed a trial in a fast-track court. Now, 3 of the accused have now been arrested and a hunt is on for the 4th. And now 4 cops have been suspended for ignoring her complaint. But the big question is the suspension of the police sufficient? If the daughter of a cop couple, yes viewers, this was the daughter of a cop couple, faced this attitude from the police, what kind of protection can the common man hope for?
देखिए, इसमें पुलिस की प्रभावशीलता मुद्दा नहीं है। इसमें मुद्दा यह है कि जो कानून द्वारा जो स्टैंडर्ड प्रोसीजर निर्धारित किया गया है उसका पालन नहीं हुआ है, वह एक मुद्दा है जिस पर कार्रवाई की जा रही है।
It is certainly a very, very spine-chilling incident that has come to light. It is the heart of the city, Bhopal. We are talking about the capital city, where a 19-year-old was gang raped by 4 men in one of the busiest junction in Bhopal, which is the Habibganj station. The incident took place 100 meters away from the Habibganj junction. Now, this entire incident came to light on Tuesday evening when this particular girl was returning home after attending her coaching. She is a UPSC aspirant and she was going home to Vidisha, where she lives, when she was pulled and dragged by 2 of them, tied and gang raped, while the 2 rested and they went to a nearby shop to get cigarettes. They were called 2 more accomplices and they gang raped. Now this entire ordeal, horrific ordeal, went on for 3 hours from 7 in the evening till 10 at night, after which she managed to somehow call her parents and then she went home. The next morning, which is Wednesday, the parents, both of whom are police officials, went to the MP Nagar police station. Now this is where another horrific aspect was highlighted, where the MP Nagar police station directed the parents and the Braveheart to go to another police station in Habibganj, after which the Habibganj officials asked them to go to a GRP in Habibganj. This is where the appalling and extremely insensitive attitude of the GRP was highlighted, where he, rather than making a complaint, filing a complaint, mocked the Braveheart, saying that the entire story feels very filmy. Dejected, they came out of the police station, and while they were crossing the Mansarovar complex, the Braveheart spotted the 2 accused assaulters who were there at that particular complex, and in a very dramatic daylight scuffle, the parents as well as the Braveheart caught hold of those 2 assaulters and dragged them to the police station. It was only then that the police complaint was filed, and after which the police managed to file the other 2, nab the other 2 accused in this case again.
All right, joining me on the phone line is Hitesh Bajpai of the BJP. Thank you very much, Mr. Bajpai, for joining us on the phone line today. Tell us, when are these cops going to go behind bars?
Already the action has already been taken, because this is a very, I would like to say, heinous kind of neglect by those police officers, and it is really a blot on our services, including us also, because we are running the government. So I would not like to spare myself from
Of course you can't spare yourself from this. There's no question on that. But they have just been suspended so far. When will they go behind bars? Because that always happens. They get suspended, then transferred, and then it just gets forgotten.
Can I complete myself?
Yes, please.
Thank you. 3 police officers, especially the TIs, prima facie, who were involved, has been suspended, and 2 IPS officers, CSP rank, they were also, the CM has ordered an inquiry and they were also removed from that place. And yes, like what you are saying, the inquiry is already on, and I feel that whenever the sufficient evidences and the lawful permissions are there, they will be behind the bar also.
What is this about jurisdiction? The entire reason for all of this, when she tried to go and file a complaint, this issue of jurisdiction, it's not in my jurisdiction, the fight between the police. In such a situation, isn't it the job of the police, whether it's in your jurisdiction or not, to register the complaint?
I don't think that is a matter of concern, because such heinous crime can be registered on zero also whenever the people who are suffering from these accused come to any police station in the country. So I don't think that is a kind of alibi the police can take. And even I am personally shocked to listen all these things. But yes, as I told you earlier, I cannot spare myself. Yes, I am also feeling ashamed of what has happened. And I am with you in that sense that I also want that the stringent possible action must be taken against all who ever directly or indirectly involved in any corner for this unfortunate event. Apart from the accused, those are behind the bars and now they will be tried judicially. But yes, administrative machinery, whether they are police officials or anybody else, they cannot also be spared. But this is the question in front of not only government, in front of policing also, because they are all senior officers. Even I am surprised to see that the senior officers who are posted in capital, if they are of that kind, then what should we do? This is a question for us also to decide.
No, but Mr. Bajpai, the question is also, not only was she shunted from one station to the other, but one of the cops even mocked her, called her ordeal filmy and accused her of telling lies. What kind of protection can a common man expect from this kind of a police?
True. Even I am with you in that thing, and this is totally inhuman. This is not policing at all. So he cannot be spared under the cover of being a police officer. This is inhuman, whether he's a police officer or a doctor, if they perform their duties like this in their OPDs or in their police thanas, and if they mock such people who are suffering, so definitely we are not with them. But we are running the government, so we can move lawfully only, because the government, basically, they used to act under the law. This is our constraint also, sometimes we feel, because, yes, the emotions are very high against such inhuman people who were involved in their worthy. So, yes, I am pained also, but the government usually functions judicially under the law. That is the restrictions with good people.
Right. Mr. Bajpai, I would request you to please stay on the line with us. I'm also being joined by KK Mishra of the Congress. Thank you very much, Mr. Mishra, for joining us. The fact right now, 4 police have been suspended. Do you think that's enough?
जी देखिएगा, 4 पुलिस ऑफिसर्स को सस्पेंड कर देना कोई मायने नहीं है। मैसेज ये है कि जिस प्रदेश में आप ही से चर्चा करते हुए मुख्यमंत्री जी, गृह मंत्री, स्पोक्स पर्सन ऑफ बीजेपी ये कहते हैं कि मध्य प्रदेश में ग्राफ इसलिए बढ़ रहा है अपराधों का और इसलिए फिगर बढ़ रहे हैं कि हम लोग वहां सभी लोगों की एफआईआर थानों में लिखते हैं। अब इस सफेद झूठ का खुलासा इस गैंग रेप ने कर दिया है कि जब जिस बच्ची के माता पिता खुद पुलिस में हैं और वो अपनी बच्ची के गैंग रेप की रिपोर्ट कराने के लिए 24 घंटों तक विभिन्न थानों में भटकती रहीं और इन्हीं पुलिस वालों ने अपने सबऑर्डिनेट कर्मचारी की बच्ची के साथ हुए गैंग रेप जैसे गंभीर घटना की रिपोर्ट तक नहीं लिखी है। तो ये अपने आप में सरकार की बेटी बचाओ आंदोलन या अभियान जो उनका चल रहा है, भांजियों के मामा का जो कैरेक्टर है, और यही नहीं, कुछ दिनों पहले उमा शंकर गुप्ता जी यहाँ से मिनिस्टर हैं, उनके बंगले के 4 कदम आगे 5 साल की बच्ची के साथ रेप करके उसकी हत्या कर दी गई, उसकी लाश मिली है। तो अब आप समझ जाइए कि मध्य प्रदेश में कानून का रखवाला कौन है और कानून व्यवस्था कैसी चल रही है।
Mr. Mishra, हमारे साथ line पे बने रहिए. Mr. Bajpai, coming back to you, that another point which I wanted to bring up, which even Mr. Mishra was just mentioning, the fact that this girl was the daughter of a cop couple. Both of her parents are part of the police in some way. If this girl had such a problem to go and file a complaint, what hope does the common man have?
True. This is isolated, unfortunate event. And this might have happened with my daughter also. So I don't consider that to relate with any profession, because I already told you, the people who committed negligence, heinous negligence, they cannot be police officers because this negligence is a kind of inhuman, unsocial or antisocial kind of negligence. So I would not like to call them even police officers. They are not worthy of it. If law allows, they must be expelled from the police services. That much I can say. But
Mr. Bajpai, just to interrupt you, doesn't this require a much deeper delving into the kind of law and order situation in the state? Because it's not as if this was just one stray cop who behaved in this manner. It was 3 different police stations, several cops who were in those stations. Any one of them could have come out and helped the girl in registering a complaint, but all of them chose to ignore her until she actually herself, with the help of her parents, went and nabbed the accused and produced them in front of the police.
True. I am having the same concern, and I am even asking as a responsible politician that the government services rules must be revised. This is my humble submission. We are going to submit it to the government also, as a citizen also, because if there is a heinous neglect on the part of civil services, where the civilians will go, whether they are the daughters or sons of a doctor or an engineer or a police officer or an IS officer or whosoever it is.
Right.
Because, when we go to the redressal forums, they are the only lawful agencies to support the weaker sections who are suffering. So I'm with you in that thing, and they must be expelled from the services. There should be some changes in the service rules. I'm in favor of that also. Rather, I am not in favor of politicizing the matter.
They should be put behind bars, Mr. Bajpai. But my question now to you is, can you give us a point-by-point breakdown of how you are going to really take this forward to ensure that justice is done now that all of this has already happened, all of this horrible way, the attitude of the police, what this girl had to suffer, all of that has happened. Now what will you do to ensure that justice is done and this is not going to just be forgotten and the police in question here are not just going to be transferred and forgotten about?
I think this is my presumption that my Chief Minister is definitely thinking on that line. And because, police inquest basically involves other police officers. So sometimes it becomes their institutional affair kind of thing. And that really dilutes whatever we are discussing right now. So there can be a judicial probe into the matter. And there should be, but ultimately, the police does the job of police only. So we have to think upon a radical change in the civil services delivery part. I am taking even consideration of the services of the doctors, engineers, or whosoever that person is delivering civil services to the society. If they are found heinously neglecting human beings, so they must be expelled. This is my opinion. There should not be even permanent services kind of thing for those things. So we need to really seriously think upon those things. And I have got a real concern what you are saying. And these events should not.
No, but Mr. Bajpai, those are long-term measures. You're talking about changing the entire system, which of course I wholeheartedly agree with you. But what in the short term, how are you going to ensure that these kinds of incidents don't happen in the short term? How are women going to feel safe in the state? And this was a busy area of Bhopal in the heart of the city.
I'm not having that opinion that the women are unsafe. I'm not taking that event up to that level. But yes, I am concerned about even one event if it is happening like this. because this is a kind of isolated event, I tell you. We can have a political talk over numbers or whatever it is. But one event, even if it is happening in the capital of any state of the country, because that may come from Bangalore, that may come from Hyderabad or whatever, and it usually comes, such events.
Mr. Bajpai, this is not an isolated case. There are several instances in Madhya Pradesh of gang rapes and rapes at one of the least secure places, least safe places for women. In fact, if you can just stay with us, I'm also going to go across to Mr. Sipal Singh, who's joining in on the phone line. Thank you very much, Mr. Singh, for joining us. What is your sense of the way this entire situation was handled by the police in Madhya Pradesh? What does it speak of the police in the state?
I think it is one of the worst cases, horrible, abnormal, and is a blot on the face of the police. Because two police parents, their daughter, if she has been treated like this, I don't know what will happen to other people who are not in the police. Secondly, it seems that there is absolutely no sensitivity. We have been talking of sensitivity training in the police. We have been talking of so many things, and ultimately, the police continues to be as callous as ever. Thirdly, the question of police, one police station, another police station, going from police station to police station for lodging complaint, again is very, very miserable instance of insensitivity and against the law, because after the Nirbhaya case, Verma Commission had recommended, and upon those recommendations was indicated that anywhere, irrespective of the jurisdiction of the police station, if there is a case of sexual violence or molestation, the police will lodge the complaint irrespective of jurisdiction and pass it on to the concerned police station subsequently. In this case, she has been made to go one place. So I say, A, insensitivity, B, the part of sensitivity is one point. The question is disobedience of law. They need to be treated because it's absolutely violation of law. And thirdly, a police family has been treated like this. What will happen to them? I mean, as an example, in such cases, exemplary punishment is required to be awarded to such people who have done. And I also feel one step. This is a case where now it has come to light. To say like that it is one instance, or there's not a question. How many such instances may not have come to light? They may, in this case, they could manage to get the case registered. There may be many, many such cases where people have not been able to get the case registered. So what does it show? I mean, where we are going?
Right. So, Mr. Singh, in your opinion, what needs to be done with these particular cops? So, right now they have been suspended, but what should be done?
I tell you one thing. That is again a very, very unfortunate part in the system. You have suspended a person, an inquiry, he'll be getting almost half the pay or suspension allowance. It will take 6 months before the suspension, before the inquiry is completed. After the inquiry, in such cases, this is a criminal offence. I think they should be straightway charged with crime. And secondly, in this case, because straightway is a violation of law, why not hold them for criminal offences? This is a suspension, is a departmental case. I think in such cases, and if at all they feel the suspension is for inquiry, then let the inquiry be completed as early as possible. So that, for example, such cases, you suspend them, you conduct inquiry, dismiss them. I feel even dismissal may be not anything in such cases. What is this dismissal? Dismissal is that they have allowed the girl to go from place to place and make a joke of herself. People have been joking. There is a filmy story and all. So this is serious punishment need to be awarded to them.
Right. Mr. Singh, Mr. Mishra, Mr. Bajpai would request all three of you to please stay on the line with us. We'll take a quick break at this point. Be back in a minute. Welcome back. You're watching The Big Story, and we're talking about the horrific Bhopal gang rape, where a 19-year-old girl was tied, raped for hours, and then was refused, not allowed to file a complaint because she was shunted from station to station. Let's go back to Mr. Bajpai, who's still on the line with us. Mr. Bajpai, the other question I had was, this was a busy area. It was the heart of the city of Bhopal, very close to the Habibganj station. How is it that nobody realized what was happening?
Look, we cannot, I would not like to see this from that angle because, crime or criminology has got a very different psychology. So these criminals are pathetic people. But we have to save the society from these people. So yes, I would like to say one thing, that there should be, even though the developed economies or developed countries has ruled out the beast system and now they are operating on camera system. So the capitals, and we can have a very good vigilance through cameras also, and they can be popularized that we are watching you. Number one, yes, I am with you. We have to again revisit the security system in such cities like smart city, capitals, or whatever you are calling them. Number two, the fellow panelist has said, I am with him. Again, I would like to stress upon that thing. There should be a kind of vigilance in civil servants also, that if they do such things, they will not be considered as a professional negligence, like dismissing them or like that. But there will be party to criminal negligence also. I'm with that in that thing, because they are having an accountable civil services to protect the people. So if they are not doing that thing, and though they are mocking the situation, they must be tried upon criminal negligence. So that the officers who are involved in civil security, they will be more vigilant, they will be more alert and responsive. So yes, we have to revisit the civil services area, otherwise they will be again free.
Right. Mr. Bajpai, I'm just going to interrupt you there. We're also being joined on the phone line by Shamina Shafiq, former member, National Commission for Women. Thank you very much, ma'am, for joining in. Your, first response to this entire situation, the way it has played out, the state of the police in the state of Madhya Pradesh.
Yeah, it's really very shocking, but at the same time, I'll tell you, it speaks volume about the kind of apathy that the police has towards the cases of sexual assault as far as girls and women are concerned. The least that they are expected to do is basically file an FIR, which in this case we see that they fail to. And why at all do they fail? The police stations are after all public spaces, and they have their duties towards anybody who walks in a police station. Obviously, somebody would not walk there without any reason. So, now when we see the political mass sort of coming out and condemning it and saying that we'll take action and long stories, what are they doing to prevent such cases? I think that is the bigger question which needs to be addressed. Because here we see that a girl is getting gang raped. So, obviously, there must be people, passers-by. We see the apathy of the police stations. We see the apathy of the entire system, the society. And now if you say that we have nabbed 4 people or 3 people and we will take action and the charge sheet is going to be filed, fair enough. But the loss has already been done. The damage has already been done.
Absolutely, Shamina. Completely with you on the fact that now what needs to be done is to ensure that these things don't happen again. What preventive measures need to be taken? That is the big question. And let's hope that what Mr. Bajpai is saying, he actually lives up to his promises he's made here today, and we see some real action. We see strict action being taken against these policemen more than anything else. Well, on that note, that's a wrap on this edition of The Big Story. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to Mirana.